Do you love comfort food but just want to make it a little bit healthier? Today, I'm going to show you how to make classic favorites that your whole family can enjoy guilt-free. Hi everyone, I'm Anjali. I'm a board certified health coach and nutritionist, and today I'm sharing simple swaps to transform your favorite dishes into healthier versions without losing any flavor. Here's what I've learned after years of testing recipes. The reason that most healthy makeovers fail is because the recipes focus on removing ingredients instead of upgrading flavor. When you take away cream, cheese, or meat without swapping in something that provides umami, flavor, and texture, everyone can tell, and most people don't end up liking it. So today, I'm going to teach you how to do strategic flavor layering when you're cooking. This is where you add ingredients that are so delicious your family doesn't even realize what's missing. These aren't sad diet versions of real food. These are legitimately better than the originals. So let's get into it. Dish number 1, mac and cheese. Yes, mac and cheese can be healthy. Here's how I make it. I swap regular macaroni for whole wheat macaroni or a lentil or chickpea version for more fiber and protein. Then I add in veggies. I like using finely diced broccoli florets and baby spinach. But any veggies that you like will work perfectly in this dish. Now for the sauce, I actually like to use low-fat milk to cut back on the calories and fat, but still keeping the sauce creamy and decadent. I also use all-purpose flour because you need that to create a roux. And then I still use cheese, just a little bit less than traditional recipes, probably about 2/3 of the traditional amount. So you get all the cheesy goodness without all the fat and calories. For the cheese, I also like choosing cheeses that have tons of flavor, so you don't need to use a lot of them. I like combining sharp cheddar and Parmesan for extra flavor. And one secret that I have is to add just a tiny dash of Dijon mustard. It might sound strange, but it actually boosts the flavor of the cheese and the sauce overall without needing all of that extra cream or fat. But you can leave it out if you're not a mustard fan, it's totally optional. But what I love about this recipe is that it satisfies that need for a creamy, cheesy, comfort food dish without ruining your diet. It's just a complete meal that's hearty, flavorful, and easy to make. Now, dish number 2, tacos. Everyone loves taco night in my house, and I have 2 ways that I like to make tacos. The first is when I'm short on time, and the second is when I have a little bit more time. The first way I like to make tacos is using refried black beans because they have tons of flavor, and I'll amp up the flavor by adding taco seasoning, salt, garlic powder, and cumin. And then I add in a ton of colorful veggies. We usually like to use diced bell peppers, baby spinach, diced tomatoes, diced red onions. And then we serve them in corn tortillas with guacamole and pico de gallo on the side. Now, when I have a bit more time, I like to use my walnut taco meat recipe, which mimics the texture of ground beef, but is totally plant-based. I've linked that recipe in the description below so you can see exactly how to make it. But basically what you do is you take either black beans or lentils and mix it with walnuts in a food processor. I like to use a 2-to-1 ratio for this, so 2 of whatever bean or lentil that you're using and then 1 of the walnuts. I grind it up in the food processor until it has kind of a ground meat-like consistency, and then I saute it with a little bit of olive oil in a pan with taco seasoning and salt. And then I have an instant taco meat ready to go. In my house, we like to set up a taco bar with all the toppings laid out on the counter and the tortillas. Because when kids build their own tacos, they're much more likely to eat them, and then we can all enjoy dinner together as a family. Dish number 3, pizza. This is literally a go-to in my house every single week. And you might be thinking, pizza doesn't taste good if it's healthy. But trust me, you can make it healthy and still make it taste great. Here are my swaps. First, I choose a whole wheat pizza crust. I love the one from Trader Joe's, but really any whole wheat crust will do. Then I just choose my favorite cheese that I'm craving that day. And again, I use about 2/3 of the normal amount. This cuts calories and fat without losing any flavor. And then just load the pizza up with your favorite veggies. My family loves baby spinach, diced tomatoes, diced red onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, and olives. If you serve it with an easy side salad, then family pizza night just got a lot healthier. Now, if you can't find whole wheat pizza dough, you can use whole wheat pitas instead. It's just as healthy and actually takes even less time to make because when you make pita pizzas, everybody has their own individual pizza and they can customize it based on whatever toppings they might like. Then you just bake it in the oven or the toaster oven and you're ready to go. I've linked my recipe for my pita pizzas in the description below, so be sure to take a look. Dish number 4, mashed potatoes. Now, this is so easy to make healthier, and I promise no one will be able to tell. My secret is to use mashed cauliflower with the mashed potatoes to create a lighter but equally creamy version. I also use either low-fat milk or unsweetened almond milk and just 1 tablespoon of either regular butter or vegan butter for the entire batch of mashed potatoes. That's all you really need to get a super creamy result without all the extra calories and fat. I make sure to season it with plenty of salt and pepper, and it always turns out amazing. Now, dish number 5, spaghetti with my hidden veggie pasta sauce. When I have super picky eaters at my table, I serve this a lot. And you might be thinking there's no way that my kids are gonna eat a hidden veggie sauce, but that's because most hidden veggie sauces actually don't taste that good. But here's how to make a veggie pack sauce that actually tastes like an authentic Italian marinara. The secret is roasting the veggies first. I recommend roasting 2 carrots, 1 zucchini, about half of a small onion, 1 tomato, and 1 bell pepper in the oven along with maybe 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. I'll roast it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit until the veggies are caramelized and slightly charred. The roasting concentrates the sweetness of the veggies and adds depth of flavor. Then I blend these veggies with 1 large jar of my favorite marinara sauce. I'll add Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper to taste, and then I'll blend it again. Then I heat the sauce on the stove for about 5 minutes until all the flavors have sort of combined. I serve it over whole wheat spaghetti for a comforting and nutrient-packed meal, and make sure to top with Parmesan cheese because kids love that. This is great for picky kids, but honestly, it's great for adults too because you get your veggies in with very little effort. And that's it. This is what all 5 of these recipes have in common. They have strategic flavor layering. That means we're not just removing ingredients and trying to put healthier things in without building flavor. Instead, we're building layers and layers and layers of flavor that make these recipes taste amazing and no one will realize what they're missing. So here's what I want you to try. Pick a recipe from this video and try to make it this week, but don't tell your family that it's a healthier version. Just serve it normally and watch their reaction. Then come back in the comments and tell me which recipe you tried and how your family liked it. Now for full written recipes with exact measurements, I've linked every single recipe in the description below. So if you follow the links, I have step-by-step instructions for all of these. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because I post recipes and nutrition content just like this every single week. And if you have any questions at all, please be sure to let me know in the comments because I respond to every single question I get.